Interesting in that respect, with psychedelics, because we're verbal people and we inhabit a world of language as much as the physical world. And we're almost compelled to try to put some kind of a linguistic wrapper over everything, and which is one reason why if you smoke DMT, right, you have a complete revelation. It's amazing. It's all of these things. But it's, in most cases, you aren't even down yet before you're trying to explain it to yourself. Right. You're trying to stuff this thing in a box because it was so impactful. It's inherently ineffable. You can't really describe it in language, but boy, is there a desire to somehow tame this thing, which is incomprehensible, totally transcendent, but that doesn't stop you from rapping about it immediately to try to stuff it into a box because it's too impactful. And so on the individual level, this is what people do. Well, that's what religions do too, right? They try to take something like this and stuff it into a box because in and of itself, without that wrapping or that linguistic, filter to somehow tame it and, neutralize its power, these things are very dangerous.
There also seems to be some sort of a physiological component to the DMT trip where once it's over, you have a very limited amount of time to hang on to those memories.
Yes, well, exactag.
Yeah,
and
what
this
is
an
that?
attempt to entrain that, to grab it, and I think put a linguistic, tag on it in a certain way so that as a way to not forget it or try and, both reduce its power but give you something to hang on because, right, the memory of what it actually is going to fade very rapidly.
Well, why is that? What's the physiological?
I don't know what the physiological.
But it's like a lot like dreams. In
it's
that
a
regard.
lot like dreams. It's a lot like dreams. I think that it's just. I don't know. It's something like that. You could probably train yourself to remember it better, just like people can train themselves to remember their dreams. But it's ephemeral, it does tend to evaporate, which is why it's important to go to the well once in a while and take a drink, right? I am not one of these people that says once you get the message, hang up the phone. That's a model that doesn't work for me, actually. Yeah. It might work for some people, but I feel like this is not an answering machine. This is a teacher. This is something that is intelligent, that you have a dialogue with, and you don't, teacher teaches a lesson. You don't say, thanks very much, we're done now. It's an ongoing process. I've been taking psychedelics for most of my life, a good part of my life. I feel like I've only learned a fraction of what they have to teach me, and maybe I'm just dumb. Maybe I don't get the message as well as other people, but I don't think so. I think there's a lot. They're full of surprises. I've taken ayahuasca, lost track a long time ago, but probably 500 times or more. And people say, well, surely you've learned everything there is to learn. Actually, no. I always learn something new.